We are going to be tackling Cephalid Breakfast again today. New-ish list. I have a few updates that I put into this list. We're going to be tackling Cephalid Breakfast today again. This is Larson's most recent 5.0 list. I'm digging this. We have a main deck Tamiyo Inquisitive Student and a sideboard Tamiyo Inquisitive Student, which is great. We're playing pretty much the rest of the list is very stock. Let's see what they took out here. Looks like Larson removed 1 days for the Tamiyo, and I'm down with that. I think that that's a smart play. The 1 days can get people occasionally, and it will from time to time, and people respect days when they see it. But this will allow us to play a Tamiyo as a one-of, and also just have a nice early play that your opponent has to respect, and you could eventually turn into a win condition. So that's a really good spot for that card. I personally think. The rest of the deck's pretty stock. Some changes to the sideboard here. We have Teferi Time Raveler. We have Tamiyo. 2 Serenities over what I think they were playing before was Wrath of the Skies. So I like that. Another Prismatic Ending. 1 Pithing Needle. 1 Ghost Vacuum. 3 Force of Negations to stop those combo decks that have been kind of plaguing Magic Online lately, and to beat out the red Stompy decks that have been kind of, again, plaguing Moto right now. Then we've got Flusterstorm, Fairy Macabre, 1 Consign to Memory, and 1 Cavernous Soul. So let's get in there. Let's play some Magic and see what happens here. 3-for-1 Trading is having a spring sale from Wednesday, May 7th until Monday, May 12th. Their high-end Magic singles, sealed products, and gaming supplies are 5% off, and they offer free worldwide shipping on all orders over €500 or dollars.
Use code SPRINGSALE25 for a 5% discount and free worldwide shipping on all orders over $500 or €500 from their online store. Shop.3for1trading.com. Their promotion starts on Wednesday, May 7th at 6 p.m. Central Eastern Time and ends on Monday, May 12th, 11:59 p.m. Central Eastern Time.
Huge thanks to 3-for-1 Trading for supporting the Legacy community. Now back to the show.
Looks like we won the die roll. That's always great. And we're looking at a pretty solid turn 4, let's say, with these sagas. I like where I'm at here with this. I can even fetch a basic island to play around the wasteland factor here with my opponent. Don't know what my opponent is on, so we're going to keep this hand. I like it. And I will probably fetch island, ponder, and what we want. Ooh, look at that. Nomads. Love that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Brainstorm first, then Nomads, then Saga. What we're going to do here is we're just going to chill and play it real slow that our opponent doesn't know what we're putting up. We're going to pass turn, and we're probably going to keep that Brainstorm for a Force of Will fodder. Ponder resolves. Island, ponder. So next turn, we're just going to play Plains and pass turn. Our opponent won't know what we're on, won't really have any idea what we're doing, and then we can just slam everything next turn. Brainstorm. Misty, Rainforest. Okay, here we go. They're passing through their turn. We are going to start with a Cephalid Illusionist, because we want that to resolve since we have the Urza's Saga. Now, there's a chance my opponent has like 2 Force of Wills, right? It could happen. But there's a better chance of us just jamming through our combo and hoping that that does it. All right, we're going to go for it. Oh, here we go. Can't have that happening, right? Fatal Push, of course. So they have milled another Nomad, a Swords of Plowshares, and another Cephalid Illusionist. We do get to keep the Nomad, which is great because then we can use that for a Nadu if we get a Nadu later. And we'll pass the turn. We are now solidly on the Urza's Saga plan, though. All right. So we're going to play an Urza's Saga, just like we did before. And I don't think that what we want to do here is attack in. Not right now. My opponent is far too likely to play an end of turn Orcish Bowmasters. There you go. How do I feel about end of turn Orcish Bowmasters? Well, we'll let them target. Yeah, we will make a guy, and we will have it hit that. Happy to put ourselves in a situation where they really have to spend a lot of cards to deal with our nomads on core. Ooh, we might be playing against Beanstalk here. It's their turn. Life from the Loam, huh? Yep. Life from the Loam is going to resolve. Note to self, they're playing Life from the Loam, so we may want to pick up a Force of Negation. We're going to take the damage on that. Totally okay. Okay, so it is going to fetch for a tropical island. Another Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. Well, there we have it. Nothing we can do about that. Let's make... Okay, we'll do this. Let's make a token with those two. And we'll go get a Shuko as well. And then I think we want to play the Flooded Strand here. And we just kind of have to... Well, we can make this bigger, I suppose. And we're just going to pass. Up the Beanstalk. That resolves. Now that we're in this situation where we're going to have a 5-power guy next turn, 6-power, I guess. Can certainly attack in with the Orc. I'll take the damage from the Orc. Not a problem. All right, end turn. Let's go ahead and fetch a green source. Hedge Maze. We can put the Dread Return in my graveyard. That's where we want it anyhow. Untap. Wow. Cephalid Illusionist. Do we think they have it? I think yes, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to produce some more mana to make a construct. We're going to go ahead and get that construct. We're going to suit up this construct like you do. We're going to swing in, see if this is good enough. This looks like a pretty amazing plan. Now, this feels great. What we're going to do here is we're going to threaten the game. Yeah, there we go. They've got to counter that, right? That puts us in a great position. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get us. Okay, what are we doing here? Putting back Fatal Push, putting back Brainstorm, huh? Okay. Opponent's down to 8. And we're going to have 2 5/4s coming in next turn. Actually, much larger than that. Sometimes you can just win if you play the Urza Saga plan. So we've been playing a war on 2 fronts right now, which is great. That's where we want to be. The only thing that would change this for us is if we drew Nadu. We did not draw Nadu, but with that said, okay, so. No, let's stop that. What's happening here? Oh, yeah. We're getting the second part of the... There we go. All right. So we're going to play Tamio and just keep pressuring. Now we're going to attack. Coming in hot. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So loving that. Well, I guess it will. It'll make that larger. So it is large enough to kill the other one. But they will be taking 5. So we're going to kill both of those. That's fine. Then we will play that on that guy. Don't know that there's much my opponent can do at this point. And why don't we put one on Tamio too? Then we're going to untap. We've been just making constructs and pretty much pressuring my opponent off of the stack, which I think really benefits us against the Beanstalk deck. What do you got here? Yeah, drawing 4 cards with Luring Revealed seems great. But now they've really got to draw on something that keeps them in the game. Otherwise, the game is over. Great. Okay, so let's think about what we got here. Force of Negations are interesting. We definitely want the Tamio here, too. Prismatic Ending could be something we care about. We're not too worried about Cavern of Souls. Ghost Vacuum is a maybe over on Shuko. We haven't seen much in terms of stuff we would want to Pithing Needle. I don't think we care about Serenity, artifacts, and enchantments. Yeah, I don't think we care about Serenity. It's like one Beanstalk isn't enough for us to bring in Serenity for them. I don't think we care about anything else. Okay, so if we're going to be on this very fair plan, we might want to keep that other Shuko in, actually. Let's remove Force of Wills for now. We'll see how we feel about that. We're going to take out 2 Cephalid Illusionists. We want to stay on the possible breakfast plan, but we don't need to lean all the way into illusionist or protect our combo because we're going to try and do more fair stuff against this opponent. So we took out 6 cards. They were Force of Will ×4 and 2 Cephalid Illusionist, and we brought in 6 cards: 1 Prismatic Ending, 1 Ghost Vacuum, 1 Tamio, and 3 Force of Negation. Let's try that and see how we feel about it. We are on the draw. So yeah, let's put 1 Force of Will back in and remove the daze. See how that works for us. All right, this is not a playable hand. We need colored mana to even get going, and we have, even with that, it's not a super great hand to begin with. So we're going to mulligan this. All right, this is better. If we can protect our Nomads in core, we have a pretty solid, like, fair plan going here that basically sets them in a situation where Cephalid Illusionist is going to determine how the game rolls. So let's keep this, and we'll put back 1 Misty Rainforest. Grafdigger's Cage. That's okay. We're all right with Grafdigger's Cage. What we want to be doing is playing so that the opponent has to respect everything we do. And that means that if we're going to put them in that situation, we need them to worry about Cephalid Illusionist without actually having to care. Well, that is rough. Don't love that. So I think they take the core Nomad here, which is kind of okay on my end. I certainly can't do anything to stop them here, so I'm going to let that happen. I would probably take Nadu if I were them and just hope that I never draw another Nadu, but Nomads in core is a scary card for them to look at. Yeah, okay, Nadu. There you go. All right, end of turn. I'm going to get a Hedge Maze here. And I don't think I want that right now. So I'm going to put that away. And let's play an Urza Saga and make them work Brainstorm. We'll put ourselves in the same space we were last time, where we're just making Urza Saga tokens and trying to determine if that's good enough. I think it would be. Okay, here we go. Let's say yes to that. Okay, this is great because we actually want them to have to kind of deal with things there. Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze bottomed a Murktide Regent. Ponder. I am going to get an island here, and I'll let them ponder. Keeping in mind, we can hard cast Force of Negation right now if we need to. Okay. So what's great about this is if we want to scare them off of Orcish Bowmasters, now's the time to do it. Okay. So we're just going to counter that. Nope. We're going to counter it by casting it. There we go. Untap. Okay. I like this. So add 1 mana here, right? We're going to get the Shuko, and I will cast Nadu. I'm going to go ahead and target Nadu. Yep. Knew that was coming, but we're going to get a second card from it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a Force of Will. There's the Fatal Push. Yep. Always Dread Return. So rude. Okay. So then let's ponder here. We're gonna... Man. Okay, let's think about this. A Brainstorm puts Dread Return back on the deck. A Ponder will shuffle. And it will shuffle away that Narc Amoeba too. So let's do that. Let's do 1 Brainstorm, Ponder. Use Ponder's ability. No. And then we're going to pass turn. Other thing that Ponder will allow us to do here, Brainstorm will allow us to do is dig a little bit deeper and see if we can see a... Okay, they're going to pass. That's great. That's what we want. Okay, so, and we can just swords that if it happens. Okay, great. So let's put back a Dread Return and a Narc Amoeba. Love that. We'll play a Windswept Heath. And I think from here, it's worth it to just pass turn. We're going to play the long game against this opponent. Rakshasa's Bargain. Good, but doesn't Like they're up a card. They've got some selection here, but it's not gonna end the game for me. They will have 4 cards in hand, 5 on their turn. Ideal card to cast right now. I'll give them that. Okay. Opponent plays a land. I could see them trying to play like a Murktide Regent right here and protect it. I wouldn't if I were them. Beanstalk would be nice for them, but they've got cards. I don't think they're worried about cards right now. Up the Beanstalk. You got it. Turn ends. I'm going to go get a Meticulous Archive right now. Because we're looking for Prismatic Ending. Ghost Vacuum. Don't think we're looking for Ghost Vacuum right now. Do I want it? I'm going to actually put it on top. Turn is ending. I hope. Okay. There we go. Untap. Draw the Ghost Vacuum. Okay. So I'm going to ponder. There's that Prismatic Ending we're looking for. So I think our next move is Flooded Strand, Tundra, Prismatic Ending. Don't use Ponder's ability. Cast Prismatic Ending on the Gravedigger's Cage, and we'll just use the 1 white for it. They have to deal with that. They absolutely don't want to lose their piece of protection that they're just chilling on right now, and it's gone. Okay. So now we're going to play a Cephalid Illusionist. They'll probably kill it. It'd be pretty wild if they just didn't have anything here. I absolutely don't believe that they would not have anything. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to hit at least 2 Narcomoebas and see how things go from there. Use Narcomoeba's ability, of course. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use its ability again. There we go. Seems like my opponent has F6'd. Nope, they have not F6'd. But we're going to keep going. I wish I had 1 green open. This deck has so much interaction. It's hard to believe that they don't have anything. So we're just going to keep going a little bit here, and we're going to chill right there, and we're going to pass the turn. We're going to pass the turn with some guys in play. If they didn't have anything, I still think it's smarter and safer for me to just chill. Ground Seal. Sure, Ground Seal. But now I've got ways to attack. And I actively do want my lands because I'm going to play Ghost Vacuum. Cards in graveyards cannot be the target of spells or abilities. I guess Ghost Vacuum doesn't do much here. I will ponder. All right. So we're going to any order these and shuffle. Okay. Right on. Now, let's swing in. Let's look at our graveyard real fast. We have removed 1, 2. We have 1 other Endurance. Endurance enters the battlefield. Huh? I love that. Shuffle me up. That's actually where I actively want to be. All right. And I'll attack. Coming in hot. Take damage. All right. We're going to play the Core Nomad, I guess. We're just going to start attacking, play the fair game. I feel like I have played a land this turn, so I don't want to brainstorm right now. Because I'd only really be brainstorming so that I could get an Urza Saga. So I'm going to chill on the brainstorm. Another land. We have another Up the Beanstalk, which will resolve. Now we're in a situation where if my opponent gets to resolve, say like a Rakasha's Bargain or something, we're probably dead. But they are at a lower... It's going to take them longer to win here. So we should pressure their time clock as well for Moto reasons. But I would, in a normal game, I would probably scoop in paper against this if they cast Rakasha's Bargain. Assuming that they, can get a couple of my guys off the board or set up a situation where they can just block. All right, a non-insignificant amount of time has passed on my opponent's turn. Brainstorm. You got it. All right. If I'm going to brainstorm and not get punished by Orcish Bowmasters, now's the time, I suppose. Unfortunately, they have an Orcish Bowmaster, so things are going to look pretty bad for me in just a second. Or do they? Okay, great. There's the Prismatic Ending I want. So we're just going to put those 2 back, and we'll see how things roll from here. It's a big boy. Okay, so now we'll untap. We will play Ground Seal. We'll make sure that X is 2 there. And if it resolves, we win the game. Okay, we're just going to try and do this as fast as we can here. If they have it, they have it. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. Fatal push. Targeting this dude. Yeah, we're still going to do it. Let's see if this is good enough. And of course, like morons, we tapped the green mana. So, kind of is what it is. Let's make sure we don't do that next time. Oh, we got it. We won the match. Hey, Legacy fans. Since you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe to the video. It helps the channel grow.
Support Eternal Turtles on Patreon so we can create even more content and cover events.
Patreons get an ad-free RSS feed, 4 bonus episodes a month, and Discord recognition. Join the Dirtle Maniacs at patreon.com/eternaldurtles.
Now back to the show.
All right. Amazing. Note to self, don't tap the green mana next time. That was close. Looks like the opponent got the play this time. That's a lot of air. That's a lot of brainstorms, too. Sorry, it's a lot of garbage. But Thoughts Oracle in my hand with brainstorms. I think this hand is fine. We're just going to get a island and hopefully find some land and turn this hand into something. We have the Force of Will, so if we're playing it's like a combo deck or something like that, we still get to play Magic. Scolding Tarn, pass. Shuko. I think I'll pass as well. I'll get an island and let it go. We have an Undercity Sewers hitting the board. Okay, Commercial District Undercity Sewers. That tells me my opponent is on Storm, perhaps? Puts a gamble into their graveyard. Okay, so let's brainstorm. Wow. That is a lot of not land. Really disappointing. So let's play those, untap, and I think what we want to do here is play a Shuko and then pass. We've got four brainstorms in our hand. All right, Bloodstained Mire hits the board. Both in Do You Have It land. Okay, so we're going to brainstorm, hopefully getting a land here. There we go. Okay, so let's put back Cephalid, Thassa's Oracle, and there we go. Okay, so now we'll play a land, and we will then pass turn. Next turn, we're going for it. If we get to next turn, that is the thing. Can we get to next turn? Can a well-timed Force of Will keep us in this game? I think if they Thoughtseize, we have to Force of Will it. Opponent is counting everything out, so a Dark Ritual. What if I counter this Dark Ritual? Just end the nonsense off the bat, right? All right. So let's get this out of the way. Jesus. Get that. All right. We're going to brainstorm here. Oof. Did not hit anything we wanted here. Let's put the Dread Return back and the Urza Saga. And they're going to get to do their thing. There's a Lotus Petal. A Lotus Petal, a Lion's Eye Diamond, a Chrome Mox. Probably won't even pitch anything to their Chrome Mox. Wow, they did. Well, you got to have a payoff, right? Burning Wish, Tendrils of Agony. Concede game. You got me. All right, so obviously we want Force of Negations here. Let's get this Consign to Memory in and a Flusterstorm. Now, I don't hate Serenity here. Let's think about this. Okay, so we don't care about the land situation too much. Let's bring out some number of Swords to Plowshares. I don't think Fairy Time Raveler is going to do much for us here. We'll keep the Days. Memory's Journey is interesting. Do I need that? I think no. And if I lose because I have a Memory's Journey in my deck, Ghost Vacuum. All right, we're going to play one Serenity here just in case we can get them, make them have to do a bunch of stuff. I think I'd rather see Tamio than a Swords to Plowshares. Like, I'm going to put a Fairy Macabre in. Let's try that. All right, we're going to be on the play. I think we can keep this. This looks great to us. We're going to keep, and we'll play a Tundra and pass. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I don't love it. I probably should have kept one Fairy in. I don't think I can get rid of that in any meaningful way. But here we are. Okay. Ending the turn like that. Upkeep. There's Nadu Winged Wisdom. We're going to pass turn. They're going to get to do their fun stuff. Tendrils of Agony. Scalding Tarn. into a pass. I am going to, end of turn, cast Brainstorm. All right, so let's put both of those back. We don't want either one of those. We're going to fetch Hedge Maze, put that in the yard, untap, draw. Flooded Strand. Let's play a Meticulous Archive, and we're going to keep that on top, and we'll pass turn. I think we're looking pretty good now. Being that we can next turn, you can brainstorm all you want. Being as that we can next turn play Nadu, have some sort of a pressure guy, right? And then also still be able to cast Force of Negation and cast second Force of Negation and either Flusterstorm or Consign. I think that's pretty solid. Dark Ritual resolves. Let's let them do their thing here. Burning Wish. Let's exile that by pitching Brainstorm. Mox. Lion's Eye Diamond. How do I feel about Lion's Eye Diamond? I think I hate it. Let's counter that. All right. Untap. We have Nadu Winged Wisdom. Here we go. Passing turn. They have one card in hand. I don't think they can do much with just one card. Brainstorm. I'm okay with that. Brainstorm resolves. Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, we're going to allow that this time. Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to counter Echo of Aeons. They need 4 mana to make Echo of Aeons count, so we can safely Flusterstorm here with no cards in hand. Okay, that puts them at no cards in hand. I'm going to untap with a Force of Negation, so I'm feeling good about that. What I would like to see is like a Nomad or a Shuko. Savannah's not going to get it, but we can attack. I think they're in a pinch here. It's going to be tough to go off from nowhere. All we have to do is delve her in for a few turns. Draw. And we get a couple of safe turns, I think, here. That's beautiful. Love that. I think you just quit from here. All right. And we draw once more. There we go. Oh, loving that. All right. So then let's ponder. Ooh. Okay. So we'll do ponder, macabre, and draw another Force of Negation. Use ponder's ability. No. So we get this Force of Negation. We're going to play a land. We're going to pop the Shuko onto our boy here and attack for 4. I can't imagine you'd want to continue to play through this game after this turn, but we'll see. We're going to draw 4 cards, as it were. Here we go. Okay, we've got a full grip again. Let my opponent do their thing with just 1 card in hand. There's going to be no stopping me this turn. Yeah, got that one. Okay, let's keep in mind that our opponent is playing wow. I want to keep one of those in. I don't think we need 2 prismatic endings. Doesn't seem necessary. Let's take out 1 illusionist. Let's take out actually 1 Nadu. Let's keep in 1 illusionist. Now that we're on that plan. It'd be interesting to see what my opener is here. We navigated that as well as we could have. All right. This is brutally bad. We have what? 2 cards we don't want in our hand. We're gonna mulligan this. Of course, they're starting with a hot 7. We'll move the Hedge Maze to the yard, and we're good. As good as we can be. If they have us on turn 1, they've got us on turn 1. What can you really do? And they don't have us on turn 1. So, we're going to play a Flooded Strand, and we'll pass turn. Brainstorm resolves. I think it's worth it here to do a Tundra and see deeper into our deck with the Brainstorm. Just see if we can get anything that we need to end the game. Okay, so let's do 1 Windswept Heath, 1 Fairy, and then we will go to our turn, play a land, and we're going to pass the turn. On my opponent's turn, they'll crack the Bloodstained Mire for a Taiga. They're doing something right now. Thoughtseize. That's interesting. We're going to let them Thoughtseize here. I don't think wasting a Flusterstorm here is necessary, and I don't want to brainstorm and hide anything. They're going to need to stop me from killing them. You don't play a Taiga and then say, okay, never mind. A Flusterstorm goes. Green mana for a gamble. I'm going to brainstorm here. There's the Shuko. Okay. So If they don't get it, we win the game. I think we're screwed either way here, but we'll see. And they just pass the turn. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going for it, boys. And there's the Shuko. Did I get there? Got it. Who? This is playable, so we're going to keep it. Hopefully we're playing against a fair deck. This is not super resistant to any particular plan, but I do have the Shuko, I have the core, and I have Nadu, and sometimes that's just good enough. So we'll keep this. Even the Memories Journey in my hand isn't great, but like it's a blue card I can pitch to Force if I draw Force later. Well, if my opponent is actually a fair deck, I'm pretty happy about this keep. So let's start by just jamming out a Shuko. What do you think? Okay. Looks like opponent is going for a Hedge Maze. Interesting choice. What do you think? A Daze to follow this up? No. And they will pass turn. Probably cracking the Misty and playing a Up the Beanstalk here. Or they're playing it incredibly safe. Witherbloom Command. You got it. Witherbloom Command hits the board. That makes me feel like my opponent does not have any way to deal with. All right, we're going to play a core Nomads and then pass the turn. It makes me feel like they don't have any way to deal with Nadu or with Cephalid Illusionist in their hand currently. Now, I could be very wrong, and here comes a Brainstorm. Okay. I could be very wrong, and here comes an Orcish Bowmasters to just ruin this plan. I bet that's what's going to happen. Pluto Delta, fetch, tap, tap, up the Beanstalk. You got it. Up the Beanstalk does resolve, and I would love, did not get what I wanted here, but I will play. I didn't. Unfortunately, that was sort of dumb because I can't actually cast it right now. So I just have to kind of chill. Woof. I guess we get a Hedge Maze here. Stupid of me to realize that I couldn't do that this turn. We will keep that on top because we're going to just keep jamming it into itself. Yeah, I should have waited on the Urza Saga. All right, opponent untaps. Luckily, we do have access to another Shuko if we need it. I feel like it's silly for me to not lean into the Urza Saga right now. Here comes an Orcish Bowmasters. Shoot that down, of course. So now we're definitely going to lean into, well, let's see how we do here. Definitely let that happen. I think, honestly, what we want to do is just play Nadu. Let them counter it if they have to. Okay. This is not great, but it's where we are. Opponent is probably thinking, I guess I'm going to revolt a Fatal Push here. Yeah, get a black source. No, get a green source. Okay, not what I would do there. Another. Okay, well, I mean, hey, if you've got the thing, you've got the thing, right? Let's find out if they have the thing. There's the Fatal Push that could be put on top of the deck. So many moves. No, putting a Witherbloom command. Okay, Witherbloom command goes on top of the deck. Fatal Push. Come on, deck. Nope. Yeah, you got it. Pushed fatally. Leovold. Rude. Sure, you're gonna get Leovold. I'm gonna kill the Leovold. Force of Will will be great for you here. Nope. Okay. And attack in. Great. All right. I feel like if they had a Force of Will, that would have been the time to use it. We'll just tap that for mana. Get the Shuko. I will play. Well, okay. Let's green, blue, play Nadu. Here we go. Oof. Hate that. Here we go. Wizard. Type the word wizard in properly. There we go. Wizard. Okay. We're going to play a land. I'm going to cast Ponder. That's rough. Okay. So from here, let's do Nadu, Narcomoeba, Force of Will. We're going to not shuffle and get the force. We'll take the point. And it looks like from there we have to pass the turn, right? Yeah, we'll just pass. Now, opponent is going to draw the Witherbloom command. Uh-huh. Well, don't we hate that? And we've got to let it go. Or do we? I don't think we do have to let it go, honestly. We'll pitch. Wait, choose target player. What? Cancel. Exile a blue card. There we go. There we go. I don't need them drawing that many more cards. It already sucks that they have access to Witherbloom command again here, but at least I can block with Nadu. Yeah, there it is. Not going to attack into that, are you? Okay. My turn. All right. Let's play a Narcomoeba like you do. And I think we have to pass here. Fortunately. Brainstorm. Now, I will start attacking with this Narcomoeba if I get to. Things are going to be so bad for me if they cast like Lorien Revealed here. Just absolutely brutal. Ponder resolves. Although tapping out to Lorien Revealed could be detrimental. Up the Beanstalk resolves. Hamio resolves. I need a Core Nomad so bad here. Let's pray for Core Nomad. Thassa's Oracle can go in my graveyard. Untap. Oof. Not where you want to be. F6 and through this turn. All right. We're just both kind of sitting around here, huh? I have to block this thing. Okay, there you go. Get the plus. Sure. That means nothing to me at this point. I need a way to make Ponder. I need to make Core Nomad hit the top of my deck. Like even a not Narcomoeba, even a Cephalid would be okay. All right. Saddest thing in the world here. I've got to keep the Tameo down because if he ticks and gets the Fatal Push, then I lose my Nadu. So I have to keep that at least at some level near death. That means that they get to attack in on me a little bit, but you know, what are you going to do? Draw a card. All I need to do to get into this game is to just wing it with a Core Nomad. At this point, I think my opponent probably has a ton of ways to get rid of a Core Nomad, though, or at least counter a Core Nomad. They've seen so many cards with Ponder and Brainstorm and Ponder and Brainstorm, and none of them have been Force of Will, which is wild to me. Uro. You got it. I'm going to feel pretty bad if they target my Nadu and I draw a Force of Will and I played a Narcomoeba when I probably didn't really need to, but having it on the board, it doesn't feel terrible. Okay, so at least they're playing out every single land they have. They fail to find. I think they failed to find there. Fails to find. Yeah, I'll take the 2. Misty friggin' Rainforest. All right. We've got to keep attacking down. Tamia. This is despicable. Really not where I want to be. This Dread Return's just mocking me at this point. One is out of lands to fetch. So every time they play a fetch land, that is literally a dead draw. Yeah, there's a Murktide Regent that draws a ton of cards. This is going to spell the end of the game for me. I am positive. All right. So now I'm not going to block. All right. End of turn, I'm going to fetch. I'll get a Tundra. Then I'm going to fetch. I'll get a Savannah. Please, for the love of God, draw me a core. No! Well, all right, let's go to the next game. We don't need to keep messing around with that. It got us here. All right. So let's put another one of those in play. Let's get a Time Raveler. I think Serenity is fine here, and that we don't need Force of Wills against them super hard. I think we can move one Cephalid Illusionist out. And let's put one more Cavernous Souls in and take out a Misty. Maybe play a Ghost Vacuum as well. And let's take out for the Ghost Vacuum one more. Let's take out the Daze. I don't think we're doing it like, oh, I'm going to just win real fast that way, right? All right, this time we should be prioritizing our Urza Sagas because that seems like the way to beat this deck is just be like, I'm going to make a big Urza Saga token and start swinging it on you, and hopefully that's good enough. I actually hate putting a Pithing Needle in there as well. Could I mean, I'm just not even playing any counter magic against them. I'm just playing all fair permanent removal. That feels wrong. Honestly, though, it might be the way. I don't see any other way to do this. You got to just play as fair as possible against this deck. I could see removing one Ponder for one Nadu and just going with that. But Yeah, looks like we're just playing as fair as we possibly can. We're going to lean into Urza Saga if we can. We're on the play. Okay, so let's keep this hand. I think this is fine. And we will start with a Savannah and a Ghost Vacuum. Let's just keep them on the lowest amount of resources possible. And we will eat that Ponder. All right, we'll end our turn. Always. Okay, so let's do Saga and we'll pass. There's the Wasteland that we did not want to see. Okay. Null Rod. Okay. Well, Null Rod hits the board. Kind of okay with that. All right. We'll allow that. I will play this. And I'm going to get a island. And yeah, from here, I think we 100% just want to keep them on their toes. Okay. I am not afraid of Null Rod. Okay. I'll make a man. Wasteland, right? Yep. That was unexpected. All right. So let's do pop. Man, that's rough. Right? Yeah. We're going to do that for colorless. We're going to get the Shuko, right? We'll play Flooded Strand for a Tundra. 4 planes. Fortunately, that's what we got to do right now. Then we're going to play Hamio. We're going to swing in hard here. Yep. My boy is going to attack. I got to play around days there, which was great, I guess, if they had a days. Now, next turn, I may be able... it doesn't look like they've gotten black mana yet, and they've been probably looking for it. Serenity is not where I want to be right now. Obviously, I'm on the not Serenity plan. But a Null Rod getting off the board off of this prismatic ending can really put me in good shape. And what's great is if they do think that they want to kill off my Nomad, I can just redirect the damage. A lot of people forget about that like damage with another creature out on the Nomad generally means that I'm not going to take any damage from the Nomad's not going to take any damage. All right, there we go. Got the black land. Carpet of Flowers. You get 1 mana with the carpet and a Fatal Push. We'll allow it. Untap. Okay. Let's do prismatic ending on that. We're going to pay the 2. You want to counter that? Force of Negation. You got it. Okay. Now, we're going for the attack here. I get to make a giant thing, which is great. And we're coming in. Now, we could get to a point where we're making such a giant guy that things are just ridiculous. Fatal Push. Love a Fatal Push on the non-existent card, because that's where you want to be. Interesting. Let's brainstorm. Probably should have attacked first, to be honest. Yeah, there's a Bowmaster. All right. We're going to put 2 cards on top of my library. Let's do those 2. Yeah, fuck. All right. Think they got us here, unfortunately. Wow, they went for me. Ping, ping, ping. Do the bonus. I screwed up here because I could have cast Serenity, and that would have changed things for me a little bit. But I'm in a little bit of trouble. I didn't need that Narcomoeba in my hand. Kind of dumb. Coming in for 3. And I'm going to take the 3. Yeah, opponent gets to do some more stuff during their turn. End turn. Great. Love that. Okay. Let's punch through with a Tropical Island. Playing Nadu. Now, if they've got something for Nadu, I'm pretty much dead here. There's not a lot I can really do after that. Oh, God. Here we go. Okay. That's not the end of the world. I'm actually kind of okay with that. We will plus... And then let's pass the turn. That's rough for me. I don't like that none. Now they can run at me if they want. I can't believe I've even survived up to this point after the... I feel like attacking in is all they want to do. You attack me or do you attack... Okay, so I can block here. They can take 2. Staying alive. Very rocky for me. Okay. We got Leovold. Toxic Deluge. Okay. Toxic Deluge on 1. You got it. Untap. Serenity. Serenity, no! They have no cards in hand, which is great. And I will play Tamio, because then I can follow it up. I won't need to, and I don't think I should. But this puts me into a situation where my opponent is going to get a couple of mana, but they're going to lose all these very important things they have on their side of the board. I can't believe we're coming back here. It's pretty wild. What do you have? What could you have possibly drawn? 2 black. Coming in for the attack. That's interesting. Yeah, they don't have anything to it. Like, this is just damage to Tamio. Like, if they have it, that's fine. Here comes, okay, a Witherbloom Cameo, a Wolf. Hate that. All right. They get to have a little fun with their Witherbloom command. Good for them. They drew the card that they needed. Yep. You're going to get that for sure. Okay. So. Wow. You know what? I'm just going to play another one. Here, I think we don't attack. We just chill. If they literally draw runner, what are we going to do? They got us. All right, here we go. Come on, Serenity. I really need you to come through for me. Fatal Push. That's to be expected. All right, we get to keep Tamio in play. Turn ends, and we're going to blow up all the stuff. All right. Now, definitely plussing that. Go. Let's brainstorm here. Try and find something. All right. Awkward. Let's do Narcomoeba, I guess. We're going to say Wizard here. And I will play a Shuko. And the turn is theirs. All right. We're in this weird damned if you do, damned if you don't situation here. Ponder. What I don't want from my opponent is an Orcish Bowmasters, because that's going to be the biggest trouble for me that I can foresee in the near future. Murktide Regent's very bad for me. Okay. So what I need out and out is I'm going to need to brainstorm, find a Swords of Plowshares. There we go. Another Narcomoeba. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put these on the bottom. We're going to Swords this guy, and I'll play a land. And I am 100% going to let's Hedge Maze here. And we'll just keep that on top. If we can get to the point where we can start turn target instant or sorcery, yeah. Okay, he gets into attack. Hits me. Yes. What do we got here? Is that the Orcish Bowmasters you've been looking for forever? Okay. Uro is a pain in my butt, but I have an answer for Uro at least. Don't love that. Yeah, no, that's not great. Okay. Nothing I can do about that. So let's plus that. We were so close here. The land was rough. Getting to have access to anything in their graveyard is not great for me. What I need from my opponent is to cast Uro and not be able to put a land into play. It's my primary hope here is that I just get a turn off. Damn. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, that's a best case scenario for me. You go ahead and hit. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Now, think I need to hit that dude. Okay. Now I'm going to untap. Nice. Okay. We're going to plus a girl here. And we're going to play Fairy Time Raveler. And let's ravel. Nice. Okay. I think we're in sort of a best case scenario here. We shouldn't have raveled, actually. That was dumb of us. It was dumb to ravel, but we can, yeah. Go ahead and, yeah. You're going to get Uro. Yep. Uro gets you a card. Wow. Okay. So, let's -3, 4 swords. Cast Swords of Plowshares, right? And then I just need to pass. Almost getting there. So close we got here. Another Uro. Okay. Draw 3. I would love to see a land. I don't know that I can get a land. I think my deck might be out of lands. So I think we're just in this awkward situation now. Sure, ponder away. Come on, deck. Or did they hit me? So I actually do have some lands. All right, my turn. Yes. Okay, so please tell me I have a land. I do. We got there. It took us forever, but we did get there. There we go. Huh? Yep. A land. Okay. I'm going to +1, and I'm going to +2. And pass turn. All right. Here we go. All right. We got this, I think. At this point, there's nothing my opponent can really do to stop us. Almost quit this one. Almost ended the match on this one. All right. We got there, though. All right. Unless my opponent can do something pretty drastic, there's not a lot that they can do with the Teferi on the board. You got it. Leovold, all the live long day. They get to destroy our girl. I think they're out of mana at that point. And then I just play a core and a Cephalid, and I win the game. Sure thing. The green mana is what you need to get rid of. Okay. So on my turn, right, I'm going to play a core. Then I'm going to play Cephalid Illusionist. And I'm going to do this. There we go. We got it. Woo! Ha-cha-cha. God, we're still... That was only the second game. Okay. What we got here? I think that was fine. Let's just do this. Good God. I thought the match was over. That was only the second game. So it turns out not force of willing anything didn't really matter. We just played the most fair version of the deck and eventually got there. I think... Yeah... I mean, I don't know that there's anything I want to change here. I think the whole deck is fine against what they're doing. They're playing 61 cards. I don't love that I have a Narcomoeba in hand, but I do have 2 Brainstorms, so I think it's fine. And I have the Hedge Maze. I could get nasty. We're going to keep this. Looks like the opponent kept as well. All right. We'll play an island and we'll pass the turn. We knew that there was a possibility here of my opponent being able to waste us out of the game. So that's why we played around that. And yeah, I think this is fine. I don't love that they are now representing Orcish Bowmasters against me. I'm going to go ahead and play an Misty Rainforest, and then I'll just pass. There we go. I'm going to play Hedge Maze against my opponent. We'll keep that on top. And we're going to pass. I don't think that they can possibly win this. Not with time. Time being on my side here. Endurance. Wow, you're just casting Endurance, huh? I will get a Tundra. And I'm going to go ahead and swords them up the beanstalk. Let's brainstorm here. All right. We're going to do Narcomoeba, and Beanstalk resolves. You got it. Untap. All right. Let's play Fairy Time Raveler and cancel. Let's play Teferi Time Raveler and bounce that to their hand. You got it. We'll put a Cavern of Souls. We'll name Wizard and pass. Right? Well, let's ponder here. Yeah. We'll do this. Use Ponder's ability. No. Let's kill that. Yes. And we'll plus. And we'll pass turn. We're going to have 6 here. You got it. Collector Wolf hits the board. Let's swords Collector Wolf plus this and play Narcomoeba and pass. With that on the stack, let's go ahead and, yeah, we're going to return that to the top. And I guess we'll return that to the top. That happens. Pushed. Untap. I will swords this guy. We're close. This is a nail biter. And they gave me the match. Okay. All right. 3 wins. Eternal Durdles is proud to be sponsored by Moxfield.com. Moxfield is the best deck building website on the internet. You can find all of my and Phil's decks in links below, including decks from this episode. And if you do, you'll be directly supporting the channel. Okay, this isn't great, honestly. I think we can... I don't know. I think we want to keep this because we have a little bit of messing around that we can do with Meticulous Archive and a fetch land. We do have a Cephalid Illusionist. We've got a Swords. If we're not playing combo deck, this seems okay. If we are playing combo deck, we We messed up here. Let's try it. Death from Above, I think, generally plays... Never mind. I was going to say generally plays fair green decks, but not this time, apparently. I might be wrong on that anyhow. I'm not great with remembering who's on what. Gross. Okay, let's start with the Meticulous Archive. Cephalid Illusionist goes into the graveyard. We don't need another Cephalid Illusionist. It sucks that we're showing our opponent what we're on. That's never good. But with the Dread Return in hand, that's not really where we want to be either. All right, we got a Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Let's jam out a Cephalid Illusionist here. Make them get rid of it. There's the swords. Happy to have it. Looks like we hit a Memory's Journey, a Force of Will, and a Urza's Saga. Opponent goes for the fetch. Okay. Snapcaster Mage. Wow. For the ponder, huh? Okay. Pondering. All right, we will let them continue their turn. Untap. Okay. All right, we're going to play Cephalid Illusionist first. Possibly playing into Daze, but okay. Then we're going to follow up with a Savannah and a Cornomad. Will my opponent scoop to that? Probably not. Yeah, there we go. We at least made them use something for that. We could have done that in the other order to force the... Here we go. Show and tell, right? Flame of Honor. You got it. And they get to draw 2 cards. That's very, very bad for me. All right, so they're coming in for the attack there. Man. Okay, we're going to cast Shuko, right? And then we're going to cast Narcomoeba, and we're going to put a Shuko on Narcomoeba. It's not elegant, but what are you going to do? If we get lucky, so this looks like blue-white-red control of some variety. Opponent goes for the ponder. I'm going to take the damage here. Nope, they're not even attacking. Yeah, why would they? Let's ponder. There's a land. There's another Nadu. Okay, so let's... It's a shame that we have to shuffle this Nadu away, but kind of is what it is here. Use Ponder's ability. No. We'll draw. We're going to fetch. And yeah, we'll get a Tundra. Let's just jam it in there. If they have it, they have it, right? There we go. We drew a card. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get to see a card. Yep, we got that. And off of the Narcomoeba. Okay, it's not great, but we're in the driver's seat, I suppose. So let's start attacking in. It would have been great to have waited for the Narcomoeba there, but I think we want to apply some pressure to our opponent. Putting that on top of the deck is hurtful. Here comes another. Oof. Yeah, I hate that. Slam that, draw 2 cards, right? Okay. Destroy an artifact. Draw 2 cards. Still don't like it. Well, it's not perfect, but here we are. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a prismatic ending targeting Tamio, right? For X is 1, great. Then let's pop off a Teferi Time Raveler, and we're just going to plus it for now, and then pass turn. Yeah, I'm fine with trading a Narcomoeba for a Snapcaster Mage here. So many lands. What is even this card? Aligned Heart, Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a white monk into play. Okay. I don't love that. I have a way around it, though. I can deal with it at least. Come on. Another one of these damn things? Okay. That's fine. You're going to get a monk. Yeah. At this point, I am blocking that. You're not going to keep getting value out of that thing. All right. Untap. Let's kill that. We're going to do white, green, blue. Done. All right. Let's brainstorm here. Put that away. Put that away. Play this. And then I'll pass turn. All right. We're in better shape than our opponent. That's for sure. Then I get the brainstorm. That's fine. It's 3 mana for a 2/2 for a 1/1 prowess is not where they want to be. Okay, what's happening here? 4th. All right, we're gonna definitely get that. Let's just pray. Can we make it happen? Nope. That's pretty bad for me. Let's do that and that. This game is ostensibly over at this point. X is 2. Okay, that's not the worst. X is only 2. Like, I've got a turn or two to turn this around. I don't love that they have the Monarch, though. That's bad for me. Okay. Well, we're going to certainly play that. And Henge Maze. They've got to go on into my graveyard, unfortunately. I'm in a state right now. Things are bad. Okay, we're going to take that damage. I get to draw a card. All right, we need a miracle here. Nope. All right, they got us on that one. So we need ways to deal with our opponent's nonsense. Ghost Vacuum doesn't seem like a bad plan against a deck that wants to play, and another Cavern of Souls. Okay. Now, what do we remove? Like, I can remove one Shuko, a couple of swords, one Nadu, one Thassa's Oracle. The days can go. Honestly, the Memories Journey is kind of superfluous right here. But let's see if there's anything else that I want to get rid of. Let's get rid of one Misty Rainforest here. Do we want to get rid of one other? I don't think we do. Consign a memory. All right, we're going to stay there. This is one of those situations where we actually do need to play Force of Wills against this deck. Die roll, would you like to play? I sure would. All right, this seems fine. We're going to keep this. They're probably going to side into like a back to basics plan. So it's smart for me to just, let's not be dumb. All right, we're going to get an island and ponder. Okay, there's the nomads. Let's put the brainstorm on top of our deck and then draw the nomads. So we're going to go ponder, brainstorm, nomads. Fine. Use ponder's ability. Yes. No. And we'll pass turn. We've got a prismatic ending to deal with that guy. We're not too worried about it. We're going to not do that. The plains for this. Play it. Yes. And let's put the Shuko into play. I'm going to Force of Will that. I would love that. Force of Will that, please. Okay. They let it play. All right, so I've got the Force and the Brainstorm here. I'll play a land. Yeah, we'll wait till the end of turn to do any Brainstorm shenanigans that we need to do. And we also get to keep a Force of Negation open. All right, so let's Brainstorm here. Be so brutal if they just went Orcish Bowmasters here. I wouldn't even know what to do. Okay, we need to put 2 cards back. Let's do the Nargamoeba and the Thassa's Oracle. And then we're going to fetch a Henge Maze. Okay. Let's put that in the yard. I don't need that right now. Untap. Okay. So let's play Tamio, and then I guess we'll just sit back and try and protect it. We'll put that on top of it. Okay. It's going to be rough if they have the mana to do the thing here. Swords to Plowshares. Yep, they'll get that. That's okay. We can accept and expect that. Bit of an awkward situation for us right now. Stock up. I'm going to counter that, honestly. I don't want them to have that. If they Force of Will back, like, that's fine. Then they lost the 2 cards for it, so we're not upset about that, really. It means they kind of have to. The load bearing on their deck is that they have to get a Force of Will and have another blue card right now. Like, they just have to consistently worry that I might. Yeah. Now they have probably a red blast in their hand. I'm going to play a Core Nomad, and I'll put that on top. And then I'm going to pass turn. The 2 parts of the combo I don't necessarily want in my hand. Sword Splashers, you got it. Happy to have that be the thing that you do. Untap. Nadu. Nope, Ponder. Ponder. There's the Nadu. So let's do that. And we're not going to shuffle. And we'll just pass the turn. Let's put another Nomad into play. Just make them use cards. Like, getting 2 cards to turn off of the Nadu is good enough. Thunderclap Trainer. When this enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land. Put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. Okay. Non-creature, non-land. So it's an Augur of Bolas. that blocks 1/1s. At least they have to show me what it is. It's a brainstorm. Okay. I would love nothing more. I'm going to put this here. Okay, so we're going to play Nadu Winged Wisdom. There's a red blast. We knew that was going to be a thing. Not a lot we could do about that. I will do this, and I'm attacking in because I would rather that die and they don't get value. Yeah, I don't want them to get value off of that. 2 cards in hand. They just cast a brainstorm, so they're at 3 cards. Going to 4. What do we got here? 4th, Aralingus. Yeah, that's a card that can end the game pretty quick for me. What I need explicitly here, and they just cast it for 1, huh? Pretty bad for me. Okay. End of turn, I'm going to do Meticulous Archive. Please, for the love of God, show me. All right. On top. Come on. Come on, deck. Do not fail me. This is the rudest crap ever. Oh, what are you doing? Seriously. Come on. Surgical Extraction hits my Nadu. So brutal. God damn. I feel like I just want to get rid of this now because I hate him. Oh, man, that's so rough. Draw 2 cards, right? Yeah, of course. Draw 2 cards. I need anything that's going to get me back into this game. Nomads in Core is not going to do it for me. I honestly don't think there's any way I can. Yeah, okay. We're going to just get this. This game's over. This match is over. They got me. Ruined a streak. Okay. I like this hand. Hopefully my opponent is not got bacon, lettuce, tomato on the scene here. See if I can win one. All right. We're going to start with an island. Island. Tamio. Minor misstep. This goddamn deck. I forgot about this. Okay. Well, we know they're on like Simic nonsense over here playing into 1-drop hate. Okay. So I think if I want to actually get any value out of my Saga, which I feel like is my best plan against this deck, we're going to keep this on top because we do actually want a land. So my opponent is on some nonsense where they are not able to get the land that they need. So that's rough for them. Here's a Thought Scour and a land. Okay, there they got the land. I'm going to play an Urza's Saga. I think I just jam Nadu here. I've got 2. Let's put Nadu into play. Brainstorm. Days. Okay. We will not pay for the days. That was the whole plan there, was to bait out that sort of stuff. Now we're going to be on the Urza Saga plan for a little bit, make things big, make things happen, and then we'll swing out a Cephalid Illusionist or a Nadu. This thing doesn't hit 0s, right? 1 or less. Well, on the bright side, it's 1 or less, but it's not like, okay, we're good there. I think we have to actually worry about, okay, so what we need to do here, I think we play this. And it's hard to say that we should be waiting, but I think we do need to wait. We can get rid of we have ways to get rid of their guys. It's not the end of the world. So many mills. I want to play Brain Freeze against this opponent's deck. Up the beanstalk. Yeah, that'll resolve. We're definitely gonna try and get under my opponent now. All right. We're gonna create a guy. Let's do this for a Meticulous Archive. We'll put that into the graveyard. Untap. All right. We're gonna make another guy, right? And then we're going to get a Shuko. We'll put the Shuko on this guy, and we'll attack. And I think from here we want to ponder. What we're looking for here is either we don't want any of those. We're going to a Daze. Love that. Land Cycle Lorien Revealed. Go for the Hedge Maze. What do we got here? Yep. 2 mana for a Murktide Regent. You got an 8. Okay. Here is where I try to make things happen. All right. We're going to play this. Now, I think I'm going to try and go for it here. Cephalid Illusionist. Brainstorm. I'm going to Daze. Did I get there? Force of Negation. Okay, you get to brainstorm. All right, we got that one. Okay. So, I think we want Ghost Vacuum against this opponent. We definitely want Cavern of Souls. I think we want to bring in another one of those. Let's take out 1 Illusionist. I love Teferi Time Raveler against this opponent as well. Let's take out one Shuko. We can remove... Let's take out a Misty Rainforest. Let's hit the Daze as well. Okay, we're going to play this and see how it works. Think this is okay. Almost want to bring in this Pithing Needle and take out like a Flooded Strand and just pray to God that's good enough. This is bad. We can't keep this. This is nonsense. We're going to mulligan it. Okay. This is not great, but at least it's something. So we're going to keep it. We have the Memories Journey that we can pitch to the Force of Will here. We're probably just going to try and be on the Tamiyo plan. If we can sneak a Tamiyo through, we're golden. So we'll do that. We're going to put well, I guess we put the Memories Journey back, right? Yeah. And then we can just pitch a Brainstorm. Okay. Opponent plays Scalding Tarn. I have double force backup, and I will. Think I won't? Come on. Don't have it. Don't have minor misstep. I will Force of Will pitching a Brainstorm. So if I have to force again, I'm going to pitch a Ponder because I want to be able to flip this damn thing. Can it be in play? All right. We had a threat hit play. I think this is a best case scenario for us. If we can just make the beginning of the game about Tamiyo, I think we're golden. All right. So let's attack first. We'll make a thing. All right. Then I think let's ponder. Sorry, let's brainstorm here. Yeah, they're going to stop it. Actually, let's hit them back. All right, we're going to put nomads, and then all of this is terrible. And then but we get to plus our girl, draw a card, and maybe we can find what we need here. Up the beanstalk. That's going to resolve. All right, so untap. We are immediately going to get a Force of Will and put it into our hand. Then we will pass turn. All we need to do, this whole game is going to be about who can keep Tamiyo doing the Tamiyo stuff. Land cycle. You got it. Henge Maze. All right. We're going to draw a card. Rough. All right. So we don't get to cast anything right now, which is a bummer. But we do have access. Okay. Opponent gets to put a Force of Will on top of their deck, which we hate. Right. We will Force of Will pitching. Not it. You get to draw that Force of Will. Untap. Draw. Woof. Okay, we're going to +2. Now we're just going for it. Like, going for the gold here. We need very badly to get to 7. True Name Nemesis. It's going to be very good against me. It's going to keep things right where they are, right? Okay, so we're going to do a +2 Henge Maze. Put into my graveyard for sure. Use Narcomoeba's ability. Yes. Now what we need to do is draw a goddamn. Yeah, you gotta keep that down. Gotta tamp it down. I agree. Another True Name Nemesis. Come on. This is just ridiculous. All right, I'll untap. There is the land I need. +2 until my next turn. Yes. I should have. That was a fuck up. Oh. That's going to feel bad. We'll get the planes. All right. 1, 2. Well, it didn't matter anyhow. I didn't have any. Come on, deck. All right. We'll put the Nomad and Core in play. If we can. They might have a minor misstep. Okay. So now, well, I guess we attack here, right? Coming in hot. True names are tough. Okay. Opponent's going to swing in on the Tamiyo. Yarp. Yeah, down to 3. Almost want to just be like, screw it. We're going to... Okay, yeah. So we're going to do -3 here. We're going to draw Brainstorm, I suppose. Right, we're going to cast Brainstorm. Put back a Swords and a guy. We'll play this. All right. Did I get there or not? Pongify. Let me think here. I just put those back. I'm going to do that. Get this. Pongify. My God. Okay, so let's do Brainstorm in response to Pongify. Because we could always hit another core nomad or hit the... there we go. Okay, so we'll put these back. And I will do it. I'm trying my all-time hardest here to make this happen. Did I get there? Come on! I can't do that. So bad. All right, we're going to attack. Man, don't think we can do it from here. 6 damage. Well, maybe. We might get it. We might get lucky for 1 turn. No, here comes a giant dude, right? Yeah, that's going to end the game for me. I know what the next 2 cards are. True Nemesis. Rude. Okay. They're coming in. I can at least block the Murktide. So I've got that going for me. I don't have to actually worry about the Murktide. I get the same amount of turns either way. I'm going to draw a Swords. I'll Swords the Murktide. Won't really matter either way. I'm going to get to see 1 more card. I have to get very lucky here. True Nemesis. That is a ratchet. Yeah. They need to deal 1 extra damage to me. Yeah. Okay. I need some way of being in this game. Nope. That's not going to do it. Blah. Draw a card. All right. Begin sideboarding. Okay. So I want the other Tamio in here for sure. I played around Daze the whole time. Just not a lot my deck can do against a True Nemesis. Think smartest thing I can do is just lean into the combo. All right, you want the die roll. Would you like to play first? Of course. Okay, I love this. We're going to start with a keep, and I'm going to try and get underneath with a Ghost Vacuum. Try and make as much of their deck useless as possible. Like Ghost Vacuum. Man, imagine a Force of Will off of this. I would love it, actually. Okay, no Force of Will. Looks like they probably just launched directly into a... Let's see. Yep, we'll get rid of that. Untap. Huh. Let's play... That's interesting. Okay, so let's think here. We can play Flooded Strand. Let's... Right? We can do Teferi Time Raveler. Okay, so this is awesome. Let's do that. Then this. Use Ponder's ability. No. We're going to draw that, and then next turn, we're going to play it. We're going to play a Core Nomad next turn. We're going to play this very slow to try and bait this out. All right. That's going to have to be it. You got it. Okay. Now, we're going to play Urza's Saga. Play Urza's Saga. Play Nomad and Core. Get a Tropical Island and play Tamio. Okay. Then we're going to pass turn. Don't love that. That's got to go. All right. We will get rid of that. Okay. So let's think here. Let's do a Ponder. All of that's bad. This is literally the 3 cards we never want to draw. Yes, we're going to use Ponder's ability. And we still drew it anyhow. Terrible. Then we will untap, attack. Let's play another Nomad. Oh, hold on. Go through the rest of the phase. Play another Nomad, and we're going to pass turn. Ugh. This is horrendous. That's not where we want to be. Yeah, we're going to put that there. Okay. Untap. Draw. Nice. We're going to say Wizard. And let's attack. And we'll end our turn. Now I really need to see Cephalid Illusionist. Force of Will. Okay, great. Well, that keeps us in the game. All right, end a turn. Do that. Draw a card. Great. We'll get rid of that Trinity Nemesis, and we'll untap. Okay, that's unfortunate that we do not have... Okay, now, I think we do want to play this, right? Might as well. Coming in hot. Okay. We'll pass the turn. Like, if all they get out of that is a 3/3, I'm golden. Okay, untap. Okay, let's do it. I think we've got it, guys. Don't see how they could possibly come back from Wizard mana, right? Seems like it's over if I'm drawing 8 extra cards just off the grip. I'm going to fetch. a bunch of stuff, draw a bunch of cards. Huh. That's going to kill that. I get a 3/3 for it, though. Draw a card there. Great. That's prevented damage. Okay, now, my next trick. I'm definitely going to want to attack, right? And then let's cast Fairy Time Raveler and make them think that's a best case scenario for me here. Ravel. Brutal on their end. They've got to. Anything you can do to stay in this game at this point, right? You need to cast Force of Negation, Daze. Daze will do it. I will not be able to pay for the days. Got me there. All right. Now, let's exile that. And I'm going to pass turn. Opponent being at 8. And I'm putting a lot of pressure on them right now. They need a true name really badly. And I'm going to put a gigantic Urza Saga into play. Well, you're going to get back a Brainstorm. What did they get back? I didn't even see. Okay, what's going on here? Untap. We're definitely going to make a guy. Let's do that now. Big old dude. This Forcible is just floating here. Guess that's just going to be a fixture of the apartment. And we got there. Pretty nice. 4-1. Not too shabby. Looks like Cephalid Breakfast is still alive. So let's talk about some of the changes that were made with the deck. Taking out the the Daze to put in another Tamio in the main deck was amazing. I loved that. That was the only change to the main deck since the last time I've played. But the sideboard felt a lot better. Having access to the extra prismatic ending and the extra Tamio to Fairy Time Raveler felt okay. I didn't see anything that really needed to change that much. Having the Cavern of Souls really, really changed the game for me as well. Overall, I think this is the optimal version of the deck. So once again, thanks to Larson for the deck list. Obviously, that was great. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you change anything in the sideboard, or do you think this is where we want to be? With that said, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button. It grows the legacy content ecosystem we all love by relaying to the platform that you are part of our passionate community.
And to go even further, click the links for subscription or to support directly via Patreon to help us create more content for you. Patreon supporters get 4 exclusive extra episodes per month. If you're listening on an audio platform, head over to patreon.com/eternaldurdles.
Thanks so much for your support.
We'll see you in the next one.